Thanks for joining us for this week's edition of Tom Talks. Tom on the way in just a minute, but a reminder that Saturday's card at Newbury is part of the Whirlpool. Every single race there is available, and we're also money back second at Tote.co.uk, so make sure you like these punters and get involved with us. The Scoop 6 also has huge rollover pools to play for. We're estimated £800,000 across both pools to be won, and that starts with the 125 at Newbury, so make sure you play before then. That's enough from me. Just make sure you like and subscribe to Tote's YouTube channel to get all of our latest content, including more Tom's Talks and of course our flat stable tours that'll be running for the next few weeks at the very least. So Tom, we've got a big Whirlpool day at Newbury on Saturday for Lockinge Day. Obviously we've got loads of commingled pools, great value for Tote customers, and Hong Kong punters can bet into it as well. You're over there plenty and know how passionate they are about racing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, I think it's been an important sort of almost invigorating thing for the English racing, and obviously to have that time at Hong Kong is huge. I'm actually over there next weekend for Dubai Honour, and yeah, to have the tie-in with the different betting pools and everything is so important. But also the added investment for British racing has been huge. So weekends like this weekend in England are great. And equally those big days in Hong Kong are super important too. And
you'll be looking forward to Dubai Honour. He's a real globetrotter and normally comes up trumps for you.
Yeah, he does. He's not quite got his head in front in Hong Kong yet, but he's been running super races, going back at the mile and a half. I think he's literally about to travel today or tomorrow. So look, he loves flying for whatever reason, gets wherever he goes and blossoms, and yeah, really hoping he can put up a big performance like he always does.
So we'll look ahead to Saturday. You first rise Noble champion in the Carnarvon Stakes for Ed Walker. That's the first of our Scoop 6 races as well, where we've got 800 grand up for grabs. First time you've roded, but he was down the field in the Greenham last time, and disappointed a bit at Goodwood, but how do you think he'll get on?
Yeah, he's a lovely looking horse, and one that the Ed Walker team have really liked. I thought the run in the Greenham was obviously not what you want to see from a Guineas trial, to be perfectly honest, but he was probably just caught on a bit of a wing, and it wasn't ideal. Hoping basically he can step back into the type of horse that we thought he would be for the season ahead. He's obviously owned by Simon, who has a lot of horses now, and trying to find him a good one, and yeah, fingers crossed this fella can fill into that type of horse.
Excellent, and obviously the main race, the Lockinge ride Persica for Richard Hannon. This looks a really hot race, this, and probably requires a career best for him to win this.
Yeah, and a long career best at that, to be perfectly honest. But I do feel like he's an underrated horse. He's fought some good battles and ran some really big races. Obviously, winner last time. Thought he did well that day to do what he did. That galloping mile should suit him really well. Obviously has to come up against stablemate Rosallion, but yeah, he's definitely an underrated horse, and to me he is a Group 1 horse. Whether he's quite okay against these top class horses, we will see, but he's not out of place putting his foot in a Group 1.
And there's 9 runners in that, which is ideal for Whirlpool races. Obviously all bet types are available if you want to play the exotics with Persica. Wonderar as well for William Haggis in the listed Fillies trial. Won on seasonal debut at Ascot last week, and quite impressively actually, so that looks a good ride.
Yeah, really impressively. I actually galloped her the week before and she went really well. Obviously she's had those 2 runs now, a bit of experience under her belt, stepping up into listed company. It's always that continued debate of when they win on their first or second start, do you go into a novice under a penalty or do you step straight up into stakes class? And look, the way she won, she certainly warrants going there. The track will suit her really well, nice galloping track, similarly to Ascot. And yeah, to be honest with you, I'm sure she'll have tightened up a good bit from that run. And yeah, looking forward to getting aboard her at the races, and I think she'll go pretty well.
We've mentioned Hong Kong already. The Hong Kong Jockey Club sponsor this next one. I'm going to talk about Rosario for Roger Teal. You've not ridden him before, but it won last time, and form looks to be better over 5 furlongs, but goes up to 6 on Saturday.
Yeah, got a lot of speed. Like I said, it was a winner last time, which is good. Obviously in good form. Roger's horses are going well. Obviously we'll find out how well when Dancing Gemini goes in the Lockinge in the race before. But yeah, look, the horse is in good nick. Going up to the 6 furlongs there, I'm sure just riding, to use that last furlong at Newbury, and hopefully there's a bit of pace in there. It's competitive handicap, but he's got a good chance.
Could be a big day for Roger Teal. You finish up in the Whirlpool handicap. Regalion, just the 2 runs, but sent off favourite in both, so he's obviously well liked at home and could be better than a mark of 85.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job to win first time at Newcastle. It wasn't much of a race, in all honesty. Like, he drafted up, but I like the way he went through that last furlong and went and put the race to bed. Southall probably didn't quite go right. It was a different experience. He was going around the bend. We had to challenge up the inside because he struggled to travel up into the bottom of the straight. And as Southall's been playing this sort of season and the last winter or so, just coming over to that standside fence has been favourable, and I couldn't get him over there. Thought he'd have learnt a lot for that. It's the first time he's had a proper scrap in a race and had to get his get a bit of a fight on. But he's definitely got ability, and hopefully he'll have learnt plenty for that Southall experience. And you'd like to think that mark has been more than fair on him.
And he's been gelded as well, which was the first time out.
Yeah.
Would just explain why that was done?
Look, he arguably had a questionable head carriage, even when he won. He's always been quite an upright horse, but I thought that the Southall race was probably the deciding factor in it. When horses are not sort of fully concentrating and flattening out when you're asking them of those efforts, it can be the making of them, like we've had in the past with horses like a Dave and Dubai Honour. Gelding them has created them as a racehorse, and without that they'd have never reached the heights that they did. So His Highness Sheikh Issa is avid racing supporter, understands it, and hence why we've been allowed to geld a beautifully bred horse, but one that probably would have had a shallower ceiling having not been gelded. So he's been gelded, and hopefully we can turn him into the lovely horse that he looks like.
Excellent, Tom. Good luck at the weekend, and we'll catch up with you before you head to Hong Kong.